Let's look ahead. Game 5 coming up on Monday now in San Antonio. What are the tweaks for the Spurs, who wound up 3 of 19 down the stretch in this game? I don't know how much Greg Popovich would say sometimes the shots fall, sometimes they don't. Is there something they can do to get easier shots?
Well, no, I think their system speaks for itself, but I think they're aggressive early in the game. Tony Parker or Ginobili, obviously, comes off the bench, but I thought in the last 2 games, both of those guys really forced their will on the game. Then towards the end, they got tired. So maybe Pop goes his rotation a little earlier, uses timeouts a little differently, but they didn't have that energy they normally show down the stretch tonight.
I think offensively, Tony Parker, Manu, and Tim Duncan, you want them to play better. But if they don't play better and start to get some points, where do you go at next? I think Popovich is going to have to find some kind of way, whether just having Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green in the corners along with Gary Neal, to maybe have them coming off curls, maybe having Kawhi Leonard being able to drive the basketball post up, just to get somebody else going. Because I think Kawhi Leonard is the obvious choice to have him maybe get 15, 20 points to maybe relieve some pressure off the big three.
It's interesting. I'm looking around for places where they could find other points. Gary Neal can get hot on occasion. Matt Bonner just hasn't played in this series. Obviously a sharpshooter. For whatever reason, they feel like he just doesn't fit on the floor in this matchup.
And also splitter. They don't go to splitter a lot because I think they're trying to play through Tim Duncan and off pick and rolls. They don't throw back to him. But maybe if he has a chance for our size-wise against Carl Landry, against Draymond Green, you throw it to him a little bit. But it's still going to come down to Tony Parker, Manu, and Tim Duncan being able to make shots.
All right, series schedule brings it back to San Antonio for Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Game 5 on TNT, and then back to Oakland. No matter how it plays out, Thursday, the place will be rocking for Game 6 on Thursday, particularly if that's a potential Warriors closeout. Can you imagine?
Oh, madhouse.
Wow. Talking about a team that hasn't been to the conference finals since 1976. Wow. All right, that's it for our post-game coverage here on Game 4. We're here after each and every playoff game throughout the spring.
Young legs, home crowd, Spurs looked a little tired. Jalen, has this series changed for you?
We look at Golden State as a perimeter-oriented team because their best players play on the perimeter with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and today Harrison Barnes was terrific. But Andrew Bogut on the boards was huge. He had 18. They were plus 14 against the Spurs. That was huge, especially in the fourth quarter when they were able to get back into the game. And in OT, the younger legs prevailed, plus 10 in scoring over the Spurs.
Well, Jalen, Harrison Barnes really changed the tone of the game when he started posting and started scoring down low for the Golden State Warriors. And then Jared Jack really took over in the fourth quarter and really put his team in a position to go into overtime. Watch out for age now here, because now I think Golden State, with them still in this game, will put themselves in a position to actually steal the series. This was devastating for the Spurs, Michael.
The Spurs, I didn't think Golden State could come back and win this game, to be honest with you. But what we could be seeing here is on-the-job training. I mean, guys evolving during a series, growing up, understanding how it is they're supposed to play, doing what their coach wants them to do in these critical situations. So, I mean, this is interesting for San Antonio now to have to respond and get in the long, protracted series with those aging legs the Magic's talking about. We have a different tone to this series now. I still think, Bill, it favors San Antonio. All that championship experience, games 5 and 7 at home, but Golden State's on to something.
And I thought the small ball was going to be the key for them, and actually they went a little bit bigger. That made Parker have to guard Harrison Barnes, which really helped him. He didn't shoot that well, but he was getting good shots. And they used Danny Green, then he took out Klay Thompson. Curry's not moving as well as he normally was, but was still getting good shots. I like the position Golden State's in because I think this one gave them a lot of confidence, and they might just be better.
I always pay attention to whether teams stay true to their identity. For the Spurs, while they've evolved into an offensive team, they make their metal on defense, and their precision. They only shot 35% from the floor. Normally you see better from the Spurs. They're going to need it in the next game.
And Jalen, what point guard can get healthy? Whether it's Steph Curry, can he come back, or Tony Parker? Because I think both of them are the key for their teams, so we'll see which one can get healthy.
And usually the rule, best player in the series usually wins the series. And what's interesting about this series, I don't know who the best player is right
been
now.
going
Is
game
it
to
Parker?
game.
Is it Curry? I mean, the fourth quarter today was Jared Jack. I'll tell you this much. If San Antonio loses Game 5, they do not want to go to Oakland in Game 6.
Trouble, trouble, trouble.